The needs are obvious, and the numbers in need continue to grow at a rapid pace. It calls for a great community of generous hearts and minds. It calls for our community to step forward again. Marian House, building today, shaping tomorrow.
See, I was born and raised in a little town about big as this soup kitchen. And we were on our side of the tracks and other folks on the other side. But on our side of the tracks, my papa and grandma were fortunate to have a car. And Papa drove all over that little part of the town and take people across the tracks for their shopping, for doctor's appointments, when we could see a doctor. That was very rare in those days. And so I used to ask Papa, because they'd offer him a quarter. In those days, they'd say 2 bits or 4 bits. And they would offer him that, and he would never take it. One day I asked him, why don't you take that 2 bits, Papa? He says, oh, as long as I have it and they need it, they can get it. And that stuck with me forever.
A grandfather teaches the lessons of generosity to his grandson. That same tradition of giving runs deep in the souls of supporters and volunteers of Marian House. Today, we're challenged to improve the safety and provide a new level of self-esteem for Marian House volunteers and the guests we serve. Contributors to the Marian House Capital Campaign are making sure we reach those goals.
The spectrum of those we serve ranges from some seniors who are, 2 in particular. John is one that is here almost every day. John is 82 years old. 60 years ago, he was fighting for this country at the Battle of the Bulge. Another individual, I call him Mac, is 93 years old. He walks here every day. These are individuals who have a bit of difficulty taking care of themselves, and so when this meal is provided, it gives them some independence.
I am surprised how friendly, how helpful everybody is in all ways. It's to me beyond belief. I haven't been accustomed to having people pay much attention to me because I'm a small person, a quiet person.
And then on the other end of the spectrum is just 2 weeks ago, I saw a lady standing in line who was holding a very small baby. And we had not opened yet, and I asked her if she wanted to come in and sit down. And she said yes, she really would appreciate it because she had another small child with her. And I looked at the baby, and it looked pretty young, and I said, how old is that baby? And she said 3 days old. And that baby was still wearing the hospital band. And we have everybody in between.
I said, the guy said to me, I've been homeless for the past 2.5 years. They're offering you a way to kind of get back on track. They're not turning nobody away. They're giving them some help, and they're seeing they need some help, and some of them are taking that help.
The individuality of case management will greatly enhance our service to those in need. It's just one of the focus areas that will be impacted by the capital campaign funds.
As we move towards stronger case management, it will be an opportunity for us to begin working with individuals on a first-name basis, something that we don't really have the full opportunity to do right now because of the current setup of our services. And we believe that as we begin to call people by name, that gives us the opportunity to give greater dignity to who they are. It gives them the opportunity to unfold a relationship with us that can make a bigger impact on their life and the community life. I also believe that's probably going to make a difference in the individuals that we will continue to see in the future.
I feel no shame for eating here. It's been a difficult transition from a fairly prominent career to that of a disabled man. My Social Security income only goes so far. My lot rent is half my income to provide socks, a new shirt, and some shoes. I have no discretionary money. I currently live without refrigeration and very much appreciate the wonderfully fresh items I get here at the Marian House. From the security guard out front to the people serving the food, Even when I turn in my plate, people have a kind look, expression, word. Marian House Clyde has also referred me to the credit card counseling people while the Marian House feeds me, and so they are looking at my long-range needs.
The homeless are just one of the at-need population segments served by Marian House. The largest population served are the working poor, people who have jobs and even homes, but are struggling to just get by. Unfortunately, a growing number of our guests are families with young children.
Yeah, that's the wonderful ministry of Soup Kitchen. I think most people view the Soup Kitchen as being for the homeless, but 2/3 of them are the working poor. And one of the reasons I think we're able to keep them from being homeless is to be able to provide this meal. Many of them have said that this is a real lifesaver and helps them get by. If they don't have to buy groceries or meals out, this is another way that can help them as they try and pay rent, and they don't have to have the food as well.
For the homeless, particularly when children are involved, Marian House is a place of understanding, friendship, and support.
There unfortunately are a lot of families out there that need help, and we have a lot of families that come here to eat, and they do need a quiet place for the children to come and just be able to have maybe 30 minutes of a time where there's not a lot going on, and then they can just feel safe. Feeling safe is a big thing, I think, because it's a big world out there, and when they're, without a home, that's pretty scary for little kids.
The efforts of the Marian House staff and volunteers have been outstanding, but now the growing demand, as well as the limits of our aging facilities, present new challenges with regard to our guests' safety and services.
The current structure, for one, is not adequate for the current need. That's part of the biggest issue in front of us. We have a bedroom-sized kitchen, a bedroom-sized dish room, and several bedroom-sized storage rooms for dry goods, bread, pots and pans, and an incredibly small hallway that goes between all of those rooms that is filled with not only our volunteers who are up and down the hallway with dish pans and transferring dishes from the dining space, but clients who are involved in information referral, or the family room that is down the hall in the middle of all the activity where children and their parents eat.
This building used to be a convent that served 22 nuns. We currently are serving between 400 and 450 people a day. It's just amazing that last year we served over 198,500 meals. Quite a tribute to our volunteers.
But on the first Tuesday, it's always spaghetti. We do a Mexican casserole with tortilla chips and chicken and layers, salsa and green chilies, goodies from the Broadmoor, and hot bread, green salad, and fruit salad.
Well, different kinds of fruits, and then we make a sauce with yogurt, because yogurt is donated, and that has a flavor, and we put this over and it sort of seeps in. By the time we serve, it's all through. And this here is a German tomato salad. That's my special.
Volunteer support of the Marian House is an ecumenical, community-wide effort. Knowing full well the working conditions are difficult, 25 to 30 volunteers of diverse backgrounds report to work every day, smiling and eager to serve our community's poor.
Over 7 years ago, just stopped by to see what type of activity this Marian House Soup Kitchen was all about. And I saw immediately the need for help, that they needed someone to work in the volunteer office. And I agreed to participate with the other volunteers and give them one day a week, and eventually that became 2, 3, and I stopped at 5 days a week. And I can't seem to separate myself. I especially get a lot of satisfaction of what the other volunteers are doing for the people that are in real need, and that need never seems to end.
I have a lot of good things that happen, particularly when they come to me and tell me that maybe they found an apartment, they've been living out of their car, or they've been living at the shelter, and now they have an apartment, or they've gotten a job. And It's not unusual at all for someone to come back just to tell me that something good has happened in their lives. And that's really special.
The real feeling that I have is that I'm not doing something sort of like a hand-me-down service to somebody, but I'm really and truly doing it because I feel it's what I'm doing is I'm sharing with my sisters and brothers.
Marian House meals extend beyond the walls of our kitchen and into the community. Our outreach program delivers approximately 3,000 pounds of food monthly to the needy in motels, camps, and even to those in private homes who lack transportation. In addition, Marian House also operates an information and referral service, Set Clinic, Clothes Closet, Agency Connection Bus, and donates food to other community agencies.
I believe that we improve the quality of life in this community by what we provide through the Marian House Soup Kitchen. The ability to help people stay in their homes, continue to work in some cases, to be able to pay those taxes. It's all about how can we continue to build the community and the quality of life.
I've been in poverty. I know what it means to do without. And if I can help it, no one will do without. As long as I can breathe.
With Marian House as the pipeline, one life continues to touch another, and our entire community is bonded by the thread of need and generosity. The future quality of services provided by Marian House is directly tied to the success of the Marian House Capital Campaign. Your generous contributions will help us help those who need it most. Every day, 365 days a year, the Marian House staff and volunteers are dedicated to bringing our guests not just a meal, but a warm heart, smiling face, and most of all, hope for a better life.
I'm Jay Cimino. I have volunteered to be the co-chairman of the Marian House Capital Campaign. We're lucky and very fortunate to live in this community where, in fact, the foundation of our town has been people who have given back, and we happen to have inherited that culture. The Marian House has been around for almost 30 years, and today the Marian House serves almost 12,000 people each and every month. That's 12,000 people every month, and so therefore there's a need, a real need to bring the Marian House up to date, to renovate it. I ask you in any way you can to help us with the Capital Fund. In any type of contribution, be it small or be it large, we ask for your help. Thank you.